Welcome into the show tonight. I'm Bryan Keating alongside Dylan Buckingham. It is time for Crashing the Boards.
Howdy.
Playoff edition of Crashing the Boards. You ready?
Let's get after it.
Love the environment today. It's just great to be in that building with important games. Shay says when the shirts are in the seats, it's when they want to be playing their best. I thought they were outstanding today. Roll the highlights. Phoenix Suns in town. 1-8 matchup. Game 1 opening round. SGA. I don't think he'd tell you he played his best today, but he was awfully good, and he's hard to guard, man. 25 points, only 5 of 18 shooting, did have 7 assists, and I think this might have been the moment you go, yeah, maybe not your afternoon, Phoenix.
I think some of the guys on this team watched the spring games yesterday. That was a beautiful pass from Jay Will.
Great pass. Thunder win it 119-84 as the head coach.
I thought the competitiveness of the guys and the togetherness of the guys was through the roof today. And in a game 1 of the playoffs, especially where, there's a lot of energy in the building, everyone's excited. You just want to make sure you get that right. You want to compete together, and I thought we did that today. There's plenty we can learn from the game. There's more details we can get into as we become more familiar with the opponent, but we got the most important stuff right today. And I think that's why we played as well as we did.
35-point win for Oklahoma City. What did you think of the Thunder now that you've been given a couple of hours to digest it all?
This is going to be really groundbreaking. I'm going to put on par.
On par.
On par. I had OKC in a sweep in this series. The Thunder did nothing to show me that won't be the case. I mean, I think you could see a little bit more of a competitive game in Game 3 when it goes back to Phoenix, just because I think that's where they're going to be licking their wounds, kind of feeling bad about the way they played and how they didn't show up in Game 1, potentially maybe Game 2. So I think going into this, the Thunder still sweep, on par with what I've seen.
I think, where I'm from, we call this a good old-fashioned mollywopping. They got mollywopped in a big way. They got mollywopped in a big way. I thought Oklahoma City was outstanding. I think the thing that impresses me the most about
what a word! I'm sorry to cut you off.
Baby, come on.
What a
You're
word!
Have to start using that.
Yeah,
word,
and you underlined it too.
Just for,
My Santa Fe never taught me that. I'm just gonna say. I'm in Santa Fe. We're grads, but I didn't get mollywopped.
We learned the mollywopping, Santa Fe High School way back when. The thing that impresses me the most, I think, about this team is that their ability in a big moment just to play through the string. They showed up absolutely ready to play. I do expect Phoenix to be much better when we get to Game 2 on Wednesday night. It's a very difficult turnaround to play the 2 most important games of your season, including the game on Friday night. Finish, win, make the playoffs, have to travel to Oklahoma City. So I think it was a tough situation always for the 8th seed. But Oklahoma City, they did exactly what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, and I will quickly add, I did like that they made it difficult on Shea today. It wasn't one of those things where Shea just missed a lot of open looks. I mean, he was really laboring under the basket there today. So I thought Phoenix had a decent game plan in that sense. The problem is you can't stop Shea. You can't prevent him from getting to his spots, whether it be drawing fouls, hitting jumpers, hitting layups. That's just what he does. That's why he's the MVP and a finalist yet again. So, yeah, I think there were some good things they just didn't execute as well as they wanted to, and I think they're going to have a hard time keeping Shea down the rest of the series.
I think Oklahoma City proved why they're the favorite. You go to Las Vegas, Oklahoma City's the favorite. Doesn't matter who you watch on TV, Oklahoma City's the favorite. If they play like that, they're going to be hard to beat. There's no doubt about that. You brought up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Here is the MVP, and I think soon-to-be 2-time MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, after the game.
Yeah, he's playing really well. He's just taking what the game gives him. He's just playing to his strengths, and he looks very comfortable out there. We're the best version of ourselves when he's the best version of himself, so we got to make sure he stays there. It's myself, coach, other ball handlers to make sure he's in rhythm for as long as this thing goes.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander talking about J-Dub, Jalen Williams. It leads me to this question that I'll ask you. Shai, I think we would both agree he's the most important player. I think the most important player in the playoffs, because if he plays well, OKC's probably going to win the NBA championship again. Who is the next most important player for the Oklahoma City Thunder in this series?
Okay, this one, I forgot to write already. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
But
live TV.
No one's waiting on me, right? Not your average Joe. Isaiah Joe.
Oh.
Give me some Isaiah Joe in this series. I don't know if he's necessarily the most important, but he's the person that I want to see take a bigger step in this series. I want to see him have a bigger, more defined role in this series. And I say that because, he was the leading scorer when Shea was out with his injury earlier this year. So for me, it's Isaiah Joe.
I just want to see him play really well because I think he's absolutely an X factor because he can do things that very few guys in the league can do as well as he shoots the basketball. I think the second most important player in this series, and maybe even more than Jalen Williams throughout the course of the playoffs, when Chet Holmgren becomes a real weapon offensively, because we know what he can do defensively. He's one of the best defenders in the league. One of the finalists announced today for Defensive Player of the Year in the league. When he's good offensively, he was great offensively. He can really shoot it. He's got terrific hands, touch around the rim. He can finish and rebound. He can do it all, man. When he plays well, this team just goes to a level that's just so hard for any team in the league to match. So I think when he's right, boy, are they tough to beat.
And I thought Shea said it best. Today was the worst version of Chet
Man,
you're going to
that's
see.
scary.
And that is scary. It's ridiculous to think what this team is put together. This is a better, in my opinion, put together squad than what they were even last year, which is, I think, scary for the NBA.
I think Jalen Williams is healthy. He looked healthy today. I think he's tired of answering questions about his health and the hand and the hamstring and all that. I understand why people ask. It's fair. But although he was great, but I just think this team goes to a different level. I know what to expect from Jalen Williams. When Chet goes to that level, I just think they're different. Speaking of Chet Holmgren, let's roll it.
They're amazing. I say it all the time that we wouldn't be here without them. We try to do our best to reciprocate that love and show them that love every single night. The effort that they put in to come to games. They work hard to be able to afford to come to games, and they're spending their hard-earned money to come to games. So we have to go out there and do everything you can to pay them back with a win.
Chet Holmgren on the outstanding crowd at the Paycom today. Game 2 coming up in OKC Wednesday night, 8:30. Dylan, I'll give you this. We got about a minute left. What do you expect from Game 2 in Oklahoma City on Wednesday night?
Well, first off, this one's really simple for me. Aw. With a little heart.
Aw.
Chet, that was the good stuff, man. Game 2, more of the same. I think Shea has a much better output offensively. I think he's probably frustrated by the fact that he didn't get as many of those shots to go down as he likes to. But I would expect more of the same by Oklahoma City. I'd like to see how Phoenix attacks this a little bit differently because I don't think going small is the answer to beat the Thunder. So does that mean there's more minutes for Isaiah Hartenstein after that? So how does this look in Game 2? I think similar outcome. I don't know if it's by 35 points. I think the Thunder win. That's where I'm at.
Well, you picked a sweep, so you definitely think that the Thunder are going to win. I think the Thunder are going to win too, but I think the Phoenix Suns are going to be a lot better. I think they're going to be much, much better. I don't think many of the games are going to get wonky like this, although if you look back at last season, a lot of the games in that building, just very few competitive games. When the Thunder get going and the crowd gets into it, they didn't even have to play Titanium today. That's how big of a blowout it was. We never heard Titanium, which is an all-time bummer.
Yes.
Long playoff run. Titanium will be played. But I think the Suns will be better. I don't think it enough. I think Oklahoma City is going to win this series fairly comfortably.
I do too. I have to stick with the sweep. That's just where I'm at with it.
I like it.
Yeah. It's very, very Oklahoma City sportscaster take, but it just wasn't a competitive game today.
It was not.